Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into the BLITZ battle against Black Maria in the 10-star event with a bunch of different comps that utilize the new characters. So, a lot of people are summoning on these banners, a lot of people have the characters that are boosted, and there are a bunch of different comps to get as many multiplicative points as you can possibly can to complete this event. Now, obviously, the BLITZ battles are based on drop rewards, and each drop is worth a particular value, and then depending on how many boosted characters you have, those drop values gets times by a particular point value. Now, the highest point value is 27 point something, but in today's video, I have a bunch of different comps for you guys. If you're missing something like the rare recruits, if you're missing one of the rare recruits, whether that be Zoro or Sanji, whether you have Nami, whether you don't have Nami, whether you have Robin or you don't have Robin, or if you have Yamato, or if you don't have Yamato too. So, bunch of different team comps in today's video. It's a little bit of a long one, so if you do enjoy it, belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button, most importantly. Enjoy the video. Thank you for watching, and let's dive in. Alright, so the first team is a friend captain Robin that just uses the rare recruit. So that was the team. Those are the spots. Let's dive on in. So basically, the first two stages are just like tap and kill, hit the auto button, do whatever you like. And then when you hit Black Maria, to get around this particular stage, we're utilizing the point farming unit that is Kid and Law. Kid and Law gives you 3 turns of end of turn damage. And then with Uta, you can actually get an attack and an orb boost for your cerebral and your shooter characters. Make sure Uta is in the middle right for this team to actually work, because you need Utas to come in and remove the paralysis on the final stage. On stage 4, you come up against Saul or Olivier. Either one of them do different things, but basically, the moral is on stage 4 is you need to get around block orbs, bind, despair, burn, attack down, and 2 turns of special reverse. That's the big thing here. Now, if you're utilizing Zoro and Sanji, they cover literally all of these things, and then the super class of Robin will give you the extra turn of cooldown. Saul gives you the binds, Olivier doesn't, but she gives the extra turn of cooldown. And then to get around the block orbs here, we're actually utilizing the super class of Ichiban Kuji Luffy. Now, normally this is where you would use Yamato. So if you have Yamato, just use Yamato over Ichiban Kuji Luffy. However, you're going to need someone that can actually give you the defense up and the damage reduction removal. And that's probably where you just bring like a friend captain Nami instead of the Kid and Law unit. So that way it just makes life a lot easier. It's a lot smoother. But if you don't, like you see in this particular team, and you didn't pull any of the new legends off the banner, you just got the rare recruits, this team will actually work out pretty hunky-dory. It does use some pretty hefty supports. As you guys see there, no matter what happens when you kill Saul or Olivier, you actually get your captain swap to your middle right-hand unit. On the final stage against Black Maria, she has 6 turns of damage reduction, 5 turns of threshold. Vivi can help get around the threshold. And then with Beppo, Sachi, Penguin, they're going to help get around the damage reduction. Luffy's then going to do the rest. Be careful when you use that Luffy special, though, because Luffy gives you an attack buff, and on this final stage, you can't use an attack boosting special or an orb boosting special, otherwise you cop red haki. Robin is going to give us the conditional boost. You also have the super type from Robin, but like honestly, like you would need that against Olivier, but you can use that against Saul if you need to. And as you guys will see with the super tandem of Luffy, you're going to be in for a fun time there, taking out that particular stage, no issues whatsoever. This was with a Robin that was a guest captain, so these points aren't exactly accurate. However, it should be around like a 6 to 7 point margin. The next team utilizes Nami on the team instead of Uta. So if you manage to pull Nami, be very, very happy, because she's actually better for this team, for this event, than Robin actually is. Robin is a higher point booster though. So if you can bring a friend captain Robin, I would highly recommend it. But this team, basically you just use Nami over Uta. And the reason that works so damn well is because Nami can actually remove the the resilience on stage 3. However, she can also give cooldowns, which is a really, really big aspect for the unit. Whether you use Kid and Law on stage 3, or you use Nami to remove the threshold, the resilience, either of that is actually going to work pretty fine. But as long as you put Nami in the middle right-hand column, she is really, really going to help you guys out with not only taking down stage 4, but taking on down stage 5. Utilizing Kid there with Kid and Law, with the support of X-Drake works like an absolute treat though. Stage 3 isn't that tricky, and on stage 4 is when the shenanigans happen. Again, for this particular team, we're utilizing Zoro, we're utilizing Sanji. We have Nami now for more damage on this particular team. Because Nami becomes our captain and then absorbs all that paralysis, she gets her cooldowns back as well. Nami, like I said, she's just fantastic for this particular build. And if you're missing Nami, but you have every other unit, you pretty much just run Nami as a friend captain, Robin as your captain, use Roger, use Ichiban, Kuji, Luffy, whatever you guys want to do there to get the most points. I think Roger is a 1.25 though. And even though you sacrifice the points with Robin as a captain, bringing Nami just helps so freaking much as a friend captain. Like, it's ridiculous how well she actually helps. Nevertheless, Robin is a higher point booster, so that is always nice as well. As you guys can see there with all the buffs that we get from the superclass, from Nami, it all works out pretty hunky-dory. On the final stage against Black Maria, she's going to give you paralysis for 7 turns, the damage reduction goes up, the threshold goes up, but Nami basically covers you for this entire stage. Her superclass, her special, takes care of all the damage reduction, then she gives you a base stat boost, she gives you a chain boost, you get like 7 times 6, so 42 turns of paralysis, so this means that you end up getting like well over what like her special is. It's quite a big charge because she maxes out around 50 paralysis turns. And then Robin can give you another conditional boost as well. Remember, you can't use an attack or orb boost on this stage, so don't use the Luffy special. Be very, very careful with that. You can use Luffy on the previous turn if you really want to. Or you can use him on turn 3. That's definitely going to work as well. Just to help you guys out with stage 3 there. But his super type is really why he's here. Plus, he's a rainbow captain, which works quite nicely. And he's a super class unit. Our whole team's free spirit. It works like an absolute dreamboat. This team has a lot more points than the previous team that you saw. However, once again, this is not exactly the most accurate representation because I was using like a Bandai friend captain, so it should be around that 10 mark. Alright, so the next team basically uses everything besides Nami. So if you didn't pull Nami and you have everything else, including the rare recruits, you can basically just run that with a friend captain Nami. However, if you didn't pull the rare recruits and you managed to pull Yamato and Robin, but you're missing out on Nami and you have Uta, you're going to be in for a good time. But as I mentioned, if you don't have Uta, or if you pull the rare recruits, you can easily just put the rare recruits on this particular team, and then you can just run a friend captain Nami. However, utilizing Chopper 6+ is an absolute godsend and works like an absolute dreamboat as a perfect replacement for both Zoro and Sanji. Chopper actually replaces both of them on the one team. However, if you pulled Zoro, you can use Chopper. If you pulled Sanji, you can still use Chopper. The thing is, Chopper needs the support of Nami, the treasure map rare recruit, for him to work to his full potential. Because you get special rewinded on stage 4 by 2 turns and 1 turn, Chopper doesn't have that ability to give himself cooldowns, which is very, very annoying. So you do need the help of the support. However, on stage 3 as well, there is resilience, and to get around that, we're using the Dreadnought Saber. It's a bit of a shame we have to use the Dreadnought Saber, but it is what it is. The ship's there for a reason. The end of turn damage comes in absolute clutch. As you can see there, we got the special reverse thanks to Nami. Chopper can remove the attack down, the bind, the despair, and the burn, plus he gives the cooldowns, and then Robin, as your captain or your friend captain, can give you the other turn of cooldowns as well. Yamato is going to give us all of the orbs there. If you're missing Yamato, you can just use Ichiban, Kuji, Luffy as your captain. That definitely works. And as for the supports of this team, we're utilizing Mr. 1 on our Robin, as well as the support of Vivi on our Luffy. So then that way we can actually get all the damage reduction removal. With this team as well, we're utilizing Uta's special on turn 3, carrying it all the way into the final stage. And that basically gives us our attack boost and our orb boost, and we don't have to worry about it. Uta also removes the paralysis on the final stage, which works out quite nice. And as you guys will see here with your supports, you are going to get around all these nasty defects. So once you do that, your Robins, they hit so ridiculously hard. And this particular team has like a 14 times boost, I'm pretty sure. But like I said, if you have the rare recruits and everything besides Nami, you can just use that and then bring a Nami friend captain. Robin as your captain will work fine, and then that way you don't have to use Uta and stuff. And that should be around like a 16-point margin there. But this team, it works great if you don't have the rare recruits. However, you do really need to make sure that you have Uta. If you don't have Uta and you don't have Nami, you are going to have to bring a friend captain Nami, unfortunately. Alright, so the next team basically doesn't use the rare recruits, and it also is missing Yamato. But if you did pull Nami, and you are missing those other characters, this team will work exceptionally well. So as you guys saw there, we don't actually have Yamato, which means we need the block or manipulation of Ichiban, Kuji, Luffy. And once again, if you don't have the rare recruits, you can just use Chopper for all of that manipulation. The next thing that we did was we've removed Uta from the team, and we have Nami here. Like I said, if you have Nami, you are going to be in for a really good time. She gives you base stats, she gives you paralysis removal, she gives you a chain boost, but she can also be a special cooldown reducer, and that works amazingly because Chopper doesn't actually have special cooldown. Now, on stage 4 against Saw or Olivier, you get like the bind, the despair, the burn, the block orbs, but Chopper doesn't have the special rewind. Nami actually does, so you can use Nami first, and then use Chopper to get the cooldowns. And on the Olivier fight, Robin's superclass will actually give you the cooldowns there as well. With Luffy on this team, we're actually just going to use him for the Jinbei support. That way we can lock the orbs, and that way we have a full board of tandem orbs moving into the final stage. And as you can see with the Robins as well, you can get a conditional boost, which works pretty hunky-dory here as well. Once you do take out stage 4, Nami will then become your captain, and then she absorbs all the paralysis moving into the final stage. And that means that she can actually get her special back, and you can actually kill Black Maria with just a Robin special and a Nami special. And it works out super nicely. Like I said, you can't use an attack boost, you can't use an orb boost on this final stage. So utilizing Nami and Robin together works very, very well for the double conditional boost, for all the defense reduction removal, as well as your superclass for strikers, and your base stats and your chain boost at such a high margin because Nami had like 42 turns of paralysis removal. So works out super nicely with this team. If you don't have the rare recruits, if you don't have Yamato, this team, it will do the trick for you. Okay, so moving on to the next teams where if you don't have one of the rare recruits now, it gets a bit awkward. If you pulled Zoro and not Sanji, this team should work out pretty hunky-dory. So once again, we're using the strat of Mr. 1 and Vivi to get around some defensive effects. But if you just bring a friend captain Nami, like, you're gonna be in for a good time. Like, if you don't have Sanji, you're pretty much gonna have to bring Nami as a friend captain, unless you have Nami yourself, and then you just bring a friend captain Robin. That will definitely work as well. But if you don't have the supports that you guys saw there, you literally have to bring Nami. Like, it is what it is. But Nami can remove the paralysis for you, which works out super nicely. Unfortunately, there is no other unit that can remove the paralysis unless you're using something like Uta, but you will need the cooldowns as well, so that's also something to note. On stage 4, we actually got Olivier finally. Zoro can remove the despair, and he removes the burn, but he also gives you the cooldowns. And then Ace Yamato can also give the cooldowns as well, which works super, super nicely. They give an attack buff, but they also do give a a conditional boost as well. So you do need to be careful how you use that with Robin, but nevertheless, it's not that big of a deal with whatever you get. Luffy is going to give us the block orb manipulation once again, and then we can easily take out this particular stage. No issues whatsoever. And then we can move on to the final stage against Black Maria. On this particular team, Robin's going to become our captain there. Whether that's Robin, whether that's Nami for you. If you don't have Robin, but you pulled Nami, just put Nami where Robin was. And if you pulled Robin and you don't have Nami, just run this team, as you guys can see here. But like I said, this team's built for people that didn't pull Sanji, and I do feel you. I went 19 multis without the guy, so I do understand that the rare recruits can be incredibly challenging to pull sometimes, and if you didn't end up pulling him, hopefully this team helps you guys out. On the final stage, Nami takes care of the damage reduction stuff. Her superclass is also very, very helpful. And then you can literally just use Robin for the extra conditional boost. You don't even need to use Luffy special, but you can pop it on turn 3 if you guys are struggling with some damage there. Brook helps out with the attack down removal, with the bind removal. He also gives you base stats that you can carry into the final stage as well, as long as you hit your perfects on the previous stage. I think you have to hit like 3 maybe, but it's just extra damage if you guys are struggling there. But nevertheless, this team works really well, really well. So if you missed out on Sanji, hopefully this one helps you out. And the final team of the video does actually use Sanji. However, we brought Nami on our team. So that's the team, those are the supports. So let's dive on in. So with this team, we actually brought Nami as a character on our team. However, if you're missing Nami, like you guys saw in the last team with Zoro, just bring Nami as a friend captain. It's going to save you so much time and so much of a headache. If you have Yamato, you just put Yamato where Nami is. That's going to work out super, super nice. However, if you don't have Yamato, you could easily use something like Roger. Roger's great for wave clearing on stage 2, because you're not going to need his special moving forward as well. Kawamatsu and Ace Yamato, once again, they're the characters that are going to remove the special rewinds. And Ace Yamato can give you chain boundary. Also, Sanji can help you remove the attack down. He can help you remove the bind, I'm pretty sure. He removes the bind, while Kawamatsu can remove the despair. The only thing that you don't get rid of on this team is the burn. The burn is 20k. However, this team does work against Olivier. One of the guys in chat actually mentioned that it does work because he was missing Zoro. You just have to be careful with what you guys hit when it comes to hitting your perfects. Against Olivier, you really want to make sure that you have that chain boundary from Ace Yamato, and you just got to be really, really careful with what characters hit your perfect. So obviously you don't want to hit with your block characters, and then your last 2 units being Robin and Ace Yamato will have enough damage to take out Olivier there. On the final stage against Black Maria, she is going to paralyze us, which Nami can then obviously absorb into her captain ability or her special ability, and then we can utilize that to remove the damage effects once again. Like I said, bring her as a friend captain if you guys don't have her, because she's just going to be an absolute dreamboat. And if you don't have Robin, you can just use like Roger, or you can use Yamato, and that's going to work out absolutely fine. Or if you really need to, you can use that Ichiban Kuchi Luffy. Like I said, he's very, very good for this particular fight. But like I said, this team is built for people that don't have Zoro, that did pull some of the legends, managed to pick up Sanji, and now really struggling to figure out what else to put on the team. But that is going to wrap up the video. Hopefully, one of these teams or some of these ideas helped you guys out to take down this Blitz. Best of luck to you and your alliance with the Blitz battle. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. If you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.